Okay, this video is about wind and rain. So how does it affect the character when he's moving, when the wind blows, and when the rain goes a different direction. Alright, let me show you. Alright, so the character moves, then the wind blows. See how he moves? Alright. And there's like also a create instance on his head for the raindrops. And I can get rid of those raindrops on his head later on, because it's not drawn on him on the image, it's separate. See the drops. Okay, so this is how I did it. So the first thing is, for the rain, my previous video I done rain where it's set up in the background, and it stays constant. The rain stays straight the whole time through the whole room using the background. And you just do a repeat on the rain. But in this case I have the rain as an object. So the rain, it's hard to see it here, but it's straight down. The raindrops are straight down, and it's animated. And it just jumps back and forth. I did like maybe 3 or 4 frames of the animation rain going straight down. And I did the same thing for the rain that's in an angle. So there's rain that jumps at an angle, and they're set on timers. So the one that's set at an angle, I set it for 30 seconds for a step, and then it goes to alarm 0, and then 40 seconds here. It should probably be set to 30. And then it changes back to the straight rain. Goes straight down. And in the straight rain, it's set to 90. Alarm's 0. And once that happens, it goes back to the side, the angle rain. Say yes, perform the event. And that's all done in these tabs over here. The main one got the change instance, and alarm is set is from the main 2 tabs. And and then when the angle rain hits, the person's set to, well, the directions 0 to 0 on the person. This probably doesn't really matter. You don't need this in here for the person, I believe. Yeah, you don't need that in there. Alright, so then basically the wind is going to be deactivated. The wind is this bluish color here. And so basically when you first start the game, the wind's going to be deactivated. Instance deactivate object wind. That's what wind's called, and it's under the crate. Go to crate and make sure that's deactivated, because you don't want the wind to blow right away, so you deactivate it. And but when it does activate, it's going to go in the direction of 30 speeds. Be sure it's not solid, because you want to go through the wind when you're struggling to run right or left. Well, the wind's coming from the right, so you're trying to run right, and the wind's going left. The wind's going left, and you're going right. So you want to make sure that the wind's not set to solid, because otherwise you won't be able to go through it, and you'll be bouncing off of it. So you want to make sure it's not set to solid. The depth is -5, and it's not visible. So when it first starts up, it's deactivated. Okay, so then when the side rain, because it's deactivated, because when you first start the game, the rain's straight. Okay, so you don't want the wind to blow when the rain's straight. You want the wind to blow when it's at an angle. When the rain's at an angle, that's when you want the wind to blow. That's what I mean. So when it first starts, the rain is straight, so you don't have any wind blowing. So you have the wind deactivated. But when the rain goes at an angle, you want the wind to blow, so you make it active. Okay, so once the alarm hits at 30, it's going to activate. Well, that deactivates the rain, and also the rain's going to be going back to its regular position. Well, the wind's going to go back in its regular position, so it's going to move, and then it's going to jump back to the original position using the jump to method. Jump to start position. Alright, so when the rain hits, it's going to down rain. I don't know. I'm thinking I got this kind of confusing here. It should, when the rain is at an angle, it should activate the wind. I'm thinking. I don't know why it's. Hold on. I gotta look at this. Something's doesn't make sense. The wind's not set up right, see? Activate the wind. So, okay, so, alright. So this was right. So deactivate. So, on the wind. So when the rain's at an angle, it's going to activate the wind. See, activate. So under the crate, the wind's going to jump back to its original position, because the wind's set up in a certain location, right? When it originally starts the game. Then the wind's going to blow to the right to left. Okay, then once it deactivates, you want to reset the wind to this original position that it was originally. Otherwise, it's not going to affect the character when it starts up again, because it's going to be off screen. So you got to make sure once the alarm makes the wind stop or deactivate, and then it makes the rain go back straight, you want to make sure that the wind is going to jump back to its original position. So when it starts up again a second time, and third time, and fourth time, it's going to be in its original position and move from right to left. So that's what I'm talking about. That's where you have to have the jump to start position again. So when the rain goes at an angle, it's going to activate the wind. After so many seconds, after 30 seconds, it's going to deactivate the wind and reset it to its original position again, because that's what I have it set here. Start back to original position, and it's going to change the angle rain to straight rain, and the wind's not going to blow, but it's going to stay still. It's going to jump back to its original position until the alarm hits again after 90 seconds. It's going to reinitialize down rain to angle rain, and it's going to also reinitialize and activate the wind again to move from right to left after jump from the original position again. It'll move from right to left, then it'll be deactivated by using the alarm system, and it's going to also change the angle rain to straight rain, also deactivate the wind, and also jump the wind back to its original position again, so that way it will affect the character as well. Alright, and then the second thing I did was the raindrops, well, on the head. So there's raindrops on the head, they animate, and this box is the same size as the character. And also make sure the origin's set to 00, because the character is set to 00, so you want to make sure that the raindrops on his head are set to 00. Then you do a step event. Then you go to the coded sheet in the control tab, and you want to state that you want to make x equal object person dot x semicolons, y equals object person dot y semicolons. So that means that those raindrops are going to be positioned right on to the character's head when he's moving. So that's what it's stating here. So when he moves, the raindrops move. And you can also, so it pretty much attaches those raindrops to the character. And so if you want to delete those raindrops later on, you can do that. And that's great for when you collect items too. You can use this code to add objects to the character when you collect items, like a gun or something, or a spear or something. Add it to it, and then if he gets hit, he could destroy. You can just have it destroyed, the object in his hand or something. So that works great for picking up objects or just attaching things to people when you first start the game or something. Or you can collect an item and it'll attach to the character. So I can do something like this where I say create, and then I could go into the alarm, put this in for 50, copy, and then do alarm 0, do it for 50, and then I could have it destroy the raindrops. So I think that should work. Just to give you an example here of what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're destroyed. The raindrops are no longer on the character's head. So after 30 seconds, they got removed from his head. So instead of just animating, instead of going to in the character and adding the raindrops on his head, and then when he goes, then you have to basically make a new object for the character without raindrops. That's a waste of time, waste of space. So you can just basically add those drops to his head by using that positioning that I talked about. So it's in the raindrops, not under the character itself. It's under the raindrop image, where you're going to be basically parenting these that image onto the object, but you don't say parent here. So you don't parent it here, you just make a piece of code that state it's going to be parented to the person. Because if you do it here, it doesn't seem to work that well. Let me see, I'm going to cut that out. Let me add it. Let me see what happens when I do it here. It does a loop. For some stupid reason, it does a loop. So, yep, you have to do it here. So it's object person, which is what the character is, object person. That's the name of the character. You want the raindrops added to the head. So when you're moving, the raindrops move along with the character. I'm not sure why when he jumps, the raindrops jump up a little bit and then go back on his head. I'm not sure why it does that. It should stay attached, but it doesn't for some reason. It kind of does, but when you jump up, you see it floating a little bit above his head and then dropping back down. So I don't know why. It's kind of a flaw there, but in my opinion, it's kind of natural, I guess, in a sense, for reality. If you know, I don't know. Seems like, it just deals with the gravity, I guess. I don't know, you may have to have a gravity set here to 0 maybe for it to work exactly right. I don't know. You go into here and do a step event. I don't know if that would work or not. Let me try it and see what happens with the gravity. Because I know when he jumps up, the drops jump up a little bit above his head and then fall back onto his head when he lands on the ground. But they're still destroyed. I didn't take it off the timer. So it's kind of like Ninja Gaiden in a way. If you played Ninja Gaiden on Nintendo, that scene where he's running in the snow and the wind blows and then the character moves back. It's kind of like that. No, it doesn't work. The gravity does. See how it jumps? The raindrops go up a little bit and then jump back on his head. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. The gravity doesn't seem to do anything. But it's pretty much attached to him. And then, like I said, you have it be destroyed or after so many seconds on a timer, or when he hits a line that's invisible, it could be destroyed. So it's attached to the character, but it's not drawn on the character and animated. It's just attached to him, which is what you want in a game, especially when you collect items. You can make something be attached to the character and then be destroyed after so many milliseconds. But that's how you do wind to rain at an angle with wind blowing. And like I said, both the rain objects are objects, are not attached to the background. And I'll give you this GMX file so you can download the file and play around with it. If I don't make sense when I'm talking and explaining to you, you can go into the GMX file and look at what I did, and hopefully it should make more sense to you. But like I said, you basically, the wind is deactivated when you first start the game because the rain is going straight down. Then after so many milliseconds or seconds, it's going to activate the wind and also switch the straight rain to angle rain. So then the wind will be blowing and hitting you and moving you. And after the timer's up, then the rain jumps back to the start position. The wind blows back to the start position. So it starts where it originally started, right here. and the rain goes back to straight rain, and then it repeats the process. So that's pretty much what it's doing. And make sure that the wind is not set to solid, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.